What language do you want translated?
English.
All right, English. What's the other language?
Spanish.
Got it, Spanish.
Hello, everyone.
Hola, todos.
Today I have a translator with me.
Hoy tengo un traductor conmigo.
In this video, I'm going to be looking at a special Bible.
En este video, voy a mirar una Biblia especial.
This Bible contains both English and Spanish translation.
Esta Biblia contiene traducción al inglés y al español.
I would love to hear what you think about this Bible in the comment section.
Me encantaría saber lo que piensas sobre esta Biblia en la sección de comentarios.
Enjoy this review of a bilingual Bible.
Disfrute de esta revisión de una Biblia bilingüe.
One reason I wanted to show this Bible is because someone gave it to me to review on my channel. So you can see here what it looks like on the outside. They do actually have this similar Bible available on Christianbook.com. And they have one in a hardcover edition and also one in an imitation leather cover. This one we're looking at here is a bonded leather cover, black. And you can see it looks okay. Bonded leather is not really a nice leather. It's leather that I think they take different scraps of leather and bond them together. So it does have leather in it, but it's more like a composite leather rather than a genuine leather. So it has a stiff feel to it. But the spine here, you see you've got the Spanish and English titles there. Bilingual edition, and this is actually from Foundation Publications, which is interesting. The Bible that's on Christianbook.com is from a different publisher. The pages on this do have a gold gilt on them. That it's not very bright. Of course, this is a pretty old Bible. We'll see the date when we get in here, but I have a feeling it always had more of a matte gold finish on the page edges there. And it does have the two colored head and tail bands right here, but no ribbons. The size of this Bible is right around 9.5 inches by 6 3/4 inches by a little less than 1.5 inches thick. So a little bit on the larger side, but not really that large. When you get to the inside here, you see it is a paper paste down construction. You have cardstock sheet there, blank page. You can see a little bit of the construction here coming apart a little bit. So I'm not sure if Foundation Publications has made these recently or if they're continuing to make them. As I said on Christian Book, when I looked it up, I didn't see anything by Foundation Publications. It was a different publisher. But this one here, you can see it was actually printed in 1998. Printed in the United States of America. There are also other translations available from other publishers. If you want two different translations paired together, like the New International Version and that equivalent in Spanish, or the English Standard Version and another Spanish version, they do have other Bibles like this. But this one is the New American Standard Bible and La Biblia de las Américas. Sorry for my pronunciation in Spanish. So you can see everything is similar to what you'd get in a New American Standard Bible. You even have the foreword, the fourfold aim of the Lockman Foundation, and the preface to the American Standard Bible in both English and Spanish. really interesting to see this, and very convenient if you're doing ministry. I'm sure some people are in situations where you want to be able to preach, and maybe you have a situation where you need to be able to quickly go back and forth between English and Spanish. You have that available. Maybe you're learning Spanish, you're doing missions work, you're learning Spanish, or you're learning English from Spanish. This really allows you to have both translations accessible right together here. So this shows you the format. It's a double column, verse by verse format. The font in this looks to be right around a 9-point font, maybe a little bit larger, but right around a 9-point font if I had to judge. And then it does have translator notes on the bottom, but no cross references. You see some of those typical NASB features here. It's verse by verse, but the new paragraphs are designated by bold verse numbers. The paper is decent and doesn't have a lot of show through, so that's good. The margin space on this, as you can see, is also decent. Not huge margins, but it's not marketed as a wide margin, I don't think. So margin space is really fine for what it is. That gives you a look at the general format. You do see a little bit of the poetic formatting. So let's get to more of the poetic sections of Scripture. And you see they do have stanzas for poetry. And getting to the end of the Old Testament, we have the New Testament title page. And not surprisingly, this is a black letter text. For some reason, I was expecting it to be black letter, and it is. Also notice it does have the Old Testament quotes in all caps, which again is what you typically see in the New American Standard Bible. And it looks to me like in both English and Spanish, you would have supplied words in italics. I do see here some italic words in Spanish, which again I assume is what they're doing in the same in English. When there's a supplied word that's not in the original language, they put that in italics. So that's another feature of the New American Standard Bible and also this Spanish version. It's really fascinating to me that Spanish has kind of equivalent translations as that English does. You have the New International Version equivalent in Spanish, and this to me looks like a lot like it's the New American Standard Bible, but a Spanish version of it. For those of you who speak Spanish, you could tell us more information in the comments. We'd love to hear more about this. So getting to the end of the Bible here, after the book of Revelation, you have the map section. They're not color maps. They look like the maps that I've seen in other Foundation publication Bibles, except that these ones are in black and white. The newer editions that I've seen are in color. At least the newer editions that I've seen in English. And then after the map section, that's 10 maps. You have some blank pages, and then your end sheet here. And again, on this edge, it is coming apart a little bit, probably a little bit more than on the front there. So that looks like the weakest point in this construction. Again, paper paste down liner. It's a thick paper. It's pretty well made, but overall I'd say the Foundation Publications Bibles that I've seen in more recent years are much sturdier in their construction than this. But this is a 90s Bible, and it's held up pretty well. I'll just show you compared quickly here to another Bible this one's from the 2000s. But it kind of gives you an idea of similar look and format. This is a NKJV thin line from Thomas Nelson. And I would say there's a similarity there in their print size and their formatting. but this is a thin line, so it's much smaller. However, it's just one language in this Bible. Here you get two languages, so very nice. I could see this being very useful for some people. And it's good to know that if you do want something like this, again, it's not the same publisher, but I think you're going to find it's pretty similar to this if you go on Christianbook. I'll leave a link in the video description if you're interested in a Bible that is similar to this. And again, this is the Bilingual Bible of the New American Standard Bible, and what I assume is like the Spanish equivalent of this translation. For those of you who speak Spanish, do you think these two translations are good?
Para aquellos de ustedes que hablan español, ¿crees que estas dos traducciones son buenas?
Or are there other translations that you prefer?
¿O hay otras traducciones que prefieres?
How many of you would find a Bible like this useful?
¿Cuántos de ustedes encontrarían útil una Biblia como esta?
Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.
Déjame saber lo que piensas y gracias por mirar.
End translation.
In friend boyfriend.